So something I just want to gush about real quick is how much I love the book of Hebrews. Like, it is a crash course in Christian theology. You almost don't need to go to seminary just if you read this book and really take the time to understand it, because it covers a lot. For example, there's this passage it talks about in Genesis that is just like a very small tidbit of a greater story about Abraham, and it describes this guy named Melchizedek. Now, Melchizedek is described as just the king of Salem. He passes a blessing on to Abraham and then just completely disappears, and nobody knows what's going on with him. Nobody's known for thousands of years up to that point what was going on with him. He appears in like one other time with a psalm. I think it's Psalm 114. I'm going off the cuff here, so I could be wrong, but it just talks about being a priest under the order of Melchizedek, and this is all we get about this guy. And then Hebrews literally takes an entire chapter to talk about him. Here's just the first part of that chapter. It's Hebrews 7. This Melchizedek was the king of the city of Salem and also a priest of the God Most High. When Abraham was returning home after winning a great battle against the kings, Melchizedek met him and blessed him. Then Abraham took a tenth of all he had captured in battle and gave it to Melchizedek. The name Melchizedek means king of justice, and the king of Salem means king of peace. There is no record of his father or mother or any of his ancestors, no beginning or end to his life. He remains a priest forever, resembling the Son of God. Consider then how great this Melchizedek was. Even Abraham, the great patriarch of Israel, recognized this by giving him a tenth of what he had taken in battle. Now the law of Moses required that the priests, who are descendants of Levi, must collect a tithe from the rest of the people of Israel, who are descendants of Abraham. But Melchizedek, who was not a descendant of Levi, collected a tenth from Abraham. And Melchizedek placed a blessing on Abraham, the one who had already received the promise of God. And without question, the person who has the power to give this blessing is greater than the one who is blessed. Again, this is just a part of the full chapter. And already in Hebrews, we are getting so much information about this guy who takes up a grand total of like 3 verses in the entire Bible. And suddenly, in this whole chapter, it is explained that this is basically Jesus before Jesus, which is really cool and should absolutely open your eyes to how much of Scripture is interconnected and how every verse really does mean something. So, next time you're looking at Scripture, keep in mind that there are tons of Melchizedeks out there and just little nuggets of Scripture waiting to be unlocked. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.